Alright guys, welcome back. It's LSP. It's currently the 30th of January 2021. Hope everybody's safe and well. Going to be doing a quick breakdown of EURUSD going into this week to show you a couple of things that I'm going to be looking at. If you find value and content in the videos that I create, please give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, share it with your family, send it to everybody that you know, go through your contacts list on your phone, send spam emails to everybody on the planet. Everybody needs to see this. It's going to be amazing. I'm just kidding, guys. If you find value in what I'm sharing, please give it a thumbs up if you want to. It really does help, guys. So, just a little bit of humor there. What I'm going to be looking at this week. So we have the weekly chart of the EURUSD here. And just as a quick side note, I'm going to be creating a new playlist. I'm going to be posting that soon. I'm going to be doing a new series. It's going to be some comedy stuff, but I'm going to add in some trading lessons as well. So hopefully that should go well, but we'll see. You know, I mean, I'm always up for doing something new, I guess. So we've got the EURUSD here, weekly chart. Let me just take a look at the monthly because I've not had a look. It is the weekend, markets are closed at the minute, so I'm just currently using IG Index, which is very similar to TradingView. For those of you who are familiar with TradingView, so if you're used to using TradingView, it does look the same, but it's not the same. So, monthly chart. First area that really stands out is up here, really. You know, you can see we've had a really nice move lower here. You know, there's 2 points that really stand out, and I've been through this before in a previous video. And in the interest of keeping things really simple, you know, when you sit down, when you're looking at charts and you just want to kind of ascertain, all right, look, I want the kind of macro view. Where we're going, I did a video about this previously, you know, in terms of where we could be going in the next 6 months. So if you want to go and look at that, it's not that far back. I did it at the beginning of January. It's a very interesting video, and it's not very long, but it'll give you an idea in terms of keeping things simple on the monthly chart and the weekly chart. But you know, in terms of simplicity and things really standing out. We have this area down here where there's a huge area of liquidity build up. Price comes down, it tags it, rips up to the upside, okay, comes all the way back down again, taps into this area of liquidity, absorbs it, not all the way, but absorbs into this area of liquidity, okay, doesn't come down again, okay, to take out this low, so this has done its job, okay, creates a higher low, and then it starts to grind higher. So as far as I'm concerned, and I'm going to go on record now and say, and this is not trade advice, you know, I've said many times, guys, I'm not licensed to give trade advice. You know this, but I'm going on record and saying now, price is going to be up here at some point this year, okay? And I'd say probably within the next quarter, yeah? Next 2 to 3 months, I think Euro is going to be up here, probably sooner, to be honest. But I'd say at least a 126 handle, which is where I'm currently looking for price to be. So that's the target in terms of the, I won't say position trading or swing trading, but somewhere in between that area, anywhere between 1 and 3 months. That's where I'm looking at. I have a bullish bias. I don't really like using the term bullish bias, but you know, because I don't like labeling things, but that's where I'm looking at. So if we drop down to the weekly, this is up here. This is where we're looking at up here. Kind of zoom out a little bit. Now, in terms of using that information to intraday trade, which you know, guys, by now I'm an intraday trader. We are holding up here, okay? I've got this nice consolidation down here. Okay, there we go. So we have this consolidation here, okay, and these are the areas that are of interest to me. I need to give this Mac a good see into, you know, because it's a bit slow. It's lagging a bit. So these are areas of interest. Now, you can see as it's stair-stepping up, when you're looking at this, you've got this mess down here, you've got this small consolidation here, a nice breakout, price is reaching for liquidity here. You can see it starts to accelerate. It finds some, starts to slow down, okay, pairing orders, accumulating, distributing, you know, back and forth, drops down a little bit, but as it starts, because at the moment here, Yeah, while price was doing this, this hasn't formed. We don't know that it's going to go into a consolidation. It may have slowed down a little bit and then continue going higher to, to jump into this area here. But it doesn't. It comes down a little bit. And then as it starts to form, we get this idea that it's going to go into this kind of broader range consolidation relative to this, right? So if you're looking at these two areas, this is a small consolidation. This is kind of a broader range consolidation relative to this one, right? So it goes into this consolidation and then it breaks out again. It starts to reach. There we go. Starts to reach for liquidity again. So it breaks out of this consolidation, starts to reach for liquidity again, which again it finds in this area over here. We'll make a note of it. Okay. We'll make a note of this area here. Okay. So it finds liquidity here and then it eases off. Okay. But it eases off slowly. It didn't rip to the downside. It didn't go all the way down into this area here. But if it does come down, this is the area where I would expect price to hold. I'm not expecting price to go all the way into this. If price comes down, this is where I'm expecting price to hold. Okay, the 120 handle for me is the line in the sand in terms of me looking for a potential early entry, right? But in terms of an area, if price comes down into the 120, then it dips a little bit lower. Then I'd be looking for confirmation around here. So if it starts to turn and rip to the upside, that would be confirmation for me to start to think about picking up something here or potentially here as it starts to clear this consolidation. You see how I'm stepping forward and thinking about different scenarios of what I want to see in terms of confirmation or in terms of early entry or then confirmation, right? There's a lot of different scenarios that I go through in my head. I pitch out and I say, right, if this happens, then I'm looking to do this. If that doesn't happen, then I need to see confirmation. If I don't see confirmation, then I need to see this, this, and this. So if none of that happens and price stabilizes here, the next scenario I would want to see is I would want to see a week where price rips here, and then reverses. Okay, that's showing that it wants to go down to just grab some liquidity, give this kind of idea that it wants to go lower, but reverses in that week. So maybe Monday or Tuesday it drops, accumulates some liquidity. Everybody, or not say everybody, but some people start to short thinking it's going to go down. It reverses by Thursday, Friday. It closes quite strong on the upside. We've got a nice tail behind, nice wick, and it's showing some upward pressure again. And you can see it's just a false breakout, basically, effectively. In simple terms, that's another scenario that I would quite happily jump on the following week. Yeah, and you can see that all of this is about patience. This is about planning out your week and then waiting for that week to unfold. Which scenario? Okay, now that the scenario is unfolded, I'm going to drop down to the daily, the 4 hour, then I'm going to jump down to the hourly chart. I'm looking for an entry, then I'm going to jump in. And as long as the range from here or wherever it's going to be, whichever scenario unfolds, okay, to here is enough for me to open a trade and make my 20 to 30 pips on my main account, I'm happy. Okay, in terms of a study, on my swing trading platform, which is the one that I use in terms of just my normal study stuff. It's not a system that I'm using basically to make money with. It's a system that I've had for 2 years now, that I've been gathering data, implementing the system, and so far now the back end of the last 4 months have been doing really, really well. So, and it's took a long time to get to that point because anybody that was in the Patreon will know I was back and forth with that for a while. But the data's very good now, and I've managed to get to a point where I've found a swing trading methodology that seems to work for me and the way that I find it very difficult to hold on to trades. So as a swing trading idea, for me, are anywhere around here from 120 to around about 121 between 120 and the 121 handle for me personally. That's a nice sweet spot to basically hold all the way up to here. And then in terms of the risk side of things, 100 or 150 pip for my swing trading, it's 100 or 150 pip swing trade as long as I can at least double that. Yeah, in terms of the range, which in this case we can clearly do that. It's got to be at least a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1, minimum 2-to-1 trade, minimum. Okay, so that's Euro USD for this coming week. And as you know, as you can see with everything that I've just discussed, it's not a question of I'm planning out for me to be trading next week. That's not the case. I am planning out the next 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 weeks, depending on whichever scenario unfolds first. I can jump down to the daily chart, okay, and find something that makes sense. Yeah, I can do that. So I can look at this and I can find something on here. I can find the ranges that I can work within. you know, then I can drop down to the 4-hour chart, and this is in terms of like scalping or trying to find something on the hourly to just jump in and out of, London session or New York session. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about finding a very specific scenario that makes sense for me personally to find that trade in that specific week that makes sense. And I will do the same for the pound USD. And then once I find that trade, I'm in, I take my 20 or 30 pips and I'm out and I'm done. And then I'll just wait for the next cycle to happen and I'll start again. All right, guys. So I'm going to leave it at that. Again, if you find value in what I'm sharing, guys, please share the video. Give it a thumbs up. Hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's safe. And I will catch up with you guys in the next video. Take care and I'll speak to you soon.